Radiant's bottom is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Stay near. Silence.
Oh, down. Yeah, 1437 checking out the situation, calling for backup. Sam H is now going to respond to Kimberluke coming in. He's got 4 points in the reflection. Very interesting build, but we might have to wait to talk about that. This 1437 going to get popped. Sam H just running for the hills. We'll be able to escape, but Geek Fam going for a similar dive to what TNC have been going for, but they bring more heroes and they get some much more important kills than I think TNC found in the last few minutes.
So even though TNC...
So maybe March might just be a track kill up here. Yeah, gets the link off, but just gets right clicked down.
May or may not been working out. They did pick up one here on Razor. What they did was create a ton of space for Shadow Fiend to play that catch-up. And then until Geek Fam made that mid gank, Shadow Fiend was actually well on his way to kind of surpassing just about everybody else on the net worth.
Yeah, they slowed him down a little bit, but I mean, Cuckoo's straight back to farming, and I have to like give some props to the CK. Raven's actually been doing really well in terms of farm. You know, CK not really a hero that farms all that ridiculously quickly. He's just been moving around with his team, and I guess he's actually been getting a lot of these kills. He's 2-1-2. They've at least done a good job of keeping the CK alive every single time they go for these dives, right? Like the top dive, they managed to bail out the CK, and then the bottom dive, they managed to glimpse them far enough away that DK could just run for it.
Looks like the bounty traded his life for the courier. I think completely worth it for the bounty.
My internet connection is apparently completely dead, by the way, so stream is still not back up.
I could turn on my stream, I guess.
Yeah, can you turn on your stream? Yeah, sure. That's no problem. I guess I'll keep going for...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's a pretty small overlay, but just anything for people to be able to watch the game. We got a glimpse back on a Terrorblade here, trying to dodge his way out of the Static Storm, but it's not going to do enough. Can he get the Sunder off? Barely able to bring him down in time. Now we've got another track on the Jakiro. The raise from Cuckoo cleans him up, and very quickly TNC claimed 3 kills. I think across the map, in fact. Yeah, the Razor actually dying up top. March being brought down by Sam H and Raven, it looks like, in combination. And TNC, despite being a little bit behind in terms of kills, strike right back the instant that they start getting this track flowing.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know what... This happens to my internet connection occasionally. I don't... Okay. Alright, SF has a blink picked up now. They do have some decent lockdown to kind of make use of SF blinking in and doing massive damage. Also, I guess there's a decent amount of stuff to potentially avoid this game. And just moving around the fight. Razor has grabbed a little bit of farm here, and we're not expecting too much from him as the offlane. Position 3, let's call it, Razor in this situation. And what do you think? What does his role become in this game as the game goes on? Does he just continue to try and tank up? Yeah.
Radiant are scanning.
Shiva's BKB kind of situation. And be able to front line, but also...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, just go. I'll troubleshoot in between games.
All right, we have fire up the stream. This is now my perspective instead of base skips. Sorry, we don't have the proper overlays, but it is the quick short fix that we...
Yeah, better than nothing. Underlord going to get going here on the middle. They're going to Dream Coil out onto 2. They are going to be able to run it off potentially. Static Storm Kinetic Field along with the Pit of Malice breaking up the fight a bit. A few more auto attacks from this Terrorblade. Looks like actually the Dream Coil break may be finishing off the Underlord. way, so they lose one hero, but actually still making quite a bit of progress on the map. Moving forward does have the blink and the veil, so might still be looking for more action as Playhard actually going to scout out 1437 over in the trees here. Lands a nice stun, and he'll just get instantly popped. With, well, I was about this team.
Yeah, this puck is completely massive.
Yeah.
Early veil, the early blink. Looks like he's gonna go into a Yule Scepters next. I guess just as a nice item to remove track. Of course, just one of the best survival items for puck.
Yeah, it gives you a chance against the Static Storm as well, right?
Yep.
If you get caught in the Static Storm kinetic build, you can be a little bit careful against the Pit of Malice would be the only thing. You know, you can't afford to use yourself in the pit because you just come right back down and get rooted again. But
yep. Unless you're just buying a little bit of time for your Blink Dagger.
Yeah. TNC once again with another smoke. They're chewing through their smokes like crazy at the moment. They're looking for March. They know that he's over in these trees. We'll try for the TP out. Oh, couldn't quite see him. He chose a really good spot.
I think it's okay for a bounty team to blow through your smoke like that, just because every kill that you get is so much more important. And you have CK and Shadow Fiend, so whatever kill you're getting, it's likely to translate into an objective. Unfortunately, it didn't connect there for the Razor kill, but at least they got a tower out of it. You can see that right now, Geek Fam is up a bunch of kills, but it's actually TNC that's up in actually net worth, because I feel like they are the one that's slightly more efficient after they get the kills.
Yeah, I think that's very much the case. TNC is playing the map quite well. I think Geek Fam, I mean, they are opening it up now a little bit more. They just took the tier 1 on mid, they took the tier 1 up on top, so I'm expecting the Terrorblade to probably start taking more control of this dire jungle and continue farming up. He's also going to have his Manta Style soon, which is also a little bit of a farm accelerator, depending on how he manages to keep his mana pool going. 1437 are going to come in here and get a very quick D-ward off. Not going to let Geek Fam have too much control over the dire jungle, but the same can be said of Geek Fam of their own jungle. They've actually managed to, for the most part, keep keep dire wards, out of there.
So did you see how they D-warded that this ward over here up on the cliff?
Yeah, with the courier.
Yeah. So I was actually thinking the other day when I was playing Dota, where I made the same D ward, but I had a ward there to actually see that ward, so I didn't use the courier. But by going for that D ward, they also know that I must have a bit of vision. So I was wondering if you would always just send the courier, even when you do have vision, just to like double fake him out.
Just to fake it out. Like, you know, I mean, you could have put the sentry immediately on top.
Sure.
Yeah,
but if like something small and random, I was thinking about.
To me, it's really those kind of plays where you're like managing the opposing players and like their expectations and their knowledge about the game. Those are the most interesting things about Dota, because it's not just what's happening immediately in the game. There's a lot of like because it's incomplete information, right?
Sure.
You're expecting somebody to be here. You hear the complaints of pro players playing against people that they think are weaker players. Like they don't move right. I can't hit them with hooks and arrows and stuff because it's just outside of the you know, the quote unquote right way to play the game.
Pretty sure if you do that in pub game, nobody's actually even looking at the ward, so you're just like going through all the trouble for
yeah. It's like I've seen support players also do like walk into lane and then show the offlaner that you have no smoke, but you actually dropped your smoke on the ground behind the tower, and then you go and pick it up and you gank mid. Like that, those kind of things. The mind games are the best.
The one that my girlfriend always does, which just makes me chuckle because it's such a low level play, but she does it all the time. She walks down the mid lane at the beginning of the game, just to like stand a bit in front of the hill, and then lower level players like, oh my gosh, she warded there. Let's sentry. Obviously, But you
the
can just
fake
click
out.
and see. But
Ooh,
anyways,
Tim's scouting up here. Got good vision.
what a
Look at
glimpse.
glimpse back on the Jakiro. Nicely done. That should be a free kill. The Puck, meanwhile, just trying to jump his way out of here. He does get tracked up, however. Still going to be on the run. No way to cancel this TP, it looks like. And at the mid lane, oh my god, CK just jumping in. He's got the illusion rune and he's got the...
Escape. I return.
well, I didn't see the beginning of that fight, but I definitely saw the outcome. There was nothing but C.
into like a bloody paste. There was... He's got his blink back off cooldown again. They actually have to be kind of careful here. I really like this item on CK a lot. Being able to kind of leave your illusions in a safe spot or out of vision and then jump in with the blink and surprise somebody is really powerful.
It's especially important against a team that has a ton of AoE, for the reason that you said. You could just hang them back, because if you send those illusions forward, they just die to like Raining Rift, Illusion Orb, and stuff like that. But you could leave them back and then go for the Blink Dagger trick. And once again, TNC, they just do more with kills. And I think that's just the nature of their cores, right? Shadow Fiend with the minus armor aura, with this ability to actually shove out waves. And of course CK with a bunch of damage. Whereas if you look at Geek Fam, whenever they get kills, the Terror Blade needs to be there, and he has to actually have meta popped, or else they don't get anything done.
It also feels as if every single time Geek Fam have like successfully gotten a couple of kills, there's already been one of the TNC cores, mostly Cuckoo, just off pressure somewhere. Like we saw that fight happen mid, right? And then there was one kill on the Underlord, but the Shadow Fiend was just slamming the bottom tier 2.
Right.
And instead of being able to continue pressuring and taking an objective, they had to go and respond to the better map positioning from TNC. And I mean, part of that is the scouting that TNC have been doing. I think the Bounty Hunter's been moving around really nicely. Tim's, as always, great position for player. But Geek Fam do seem to be getting outmaneuvered just a little bit.
Yep. By the way, I don't know if you're keeping an eye on the stream. You let me know if the house is still on fire. Tim's is scouting, like you said, and now they're making it go on the march. Track is applied, but with the glimpse down, I don't think they are gonna be able to get a kill. But CK does find himself a Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin drops a couple of stuns. Will get picked off here by Cuckoo.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
How's my stream doing?
I think your stream is doing fine.
All right.
People are working stream PogChamp, which is certainly not what mine was doing. I had like 95% frame drop.
Okay.
So, no bueno.
Well, hopefully we could get the fix here. So Cuckoo this game decided to skip the Yules and go for a BKB first. I think that's a reaction to his team just kind of getting dumpstered for a while, right? And then he decides that even if he gets a Yules, he'll still be in a lot of trouble. Yeah.
Nice little Curious Knight from Tim's, but is he gonna die? Actually, the orb did not connect. Don't break that coil. Tim's is ticking low, but not dead. Just they're gonna get glimpse back on to play hard. 4 seconds stun. Shadow Fiend gonna get Yules up, but still has more than enough time to help find this kill. And Puck kicking himself for missing that illusory orb on the Bounty Hunter.
Tim's thanking his lucky stars. Good positioning, some would say, or just lucky.
The Puck's camera was in the wrong position.
Yeah.
Like, it does happen.
Something about conditioning his behaviors.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Alright, Puck gonna get tracked up. Might use the Yules just to get rid of that in a second. We got Jakiro desperately trying to finish off this tier 1 tower down at bottom.
How did Jakiro not have max liquefier 26 minutes in the game?
I don't know. I guess he felt like his team just wasn't pushing, or that they desperately needed the AoE against the CK illusions.
I mean, look, tier 1s are still up, so you should have liquefier max. That's kind of what I think, but
yeah, this is a real sampler pack build, right? It's just like, yeah, I don't quite want
everything.
I don't want the last point in any of my abilities. I just want 3 points. And he already has 2 up in the Macropyre.
Yep.
Interestingly enough.
So we got an Aghanim Scepter finish on the Shadow Fiend. This is not an item that we see too often, even on the spell cap.
It's interesting because it's kind of a right-click item. It's kind of a...
True.
And it's kind of like a magical damage item as well. The thing I like about it, in terms of just being super survivable, they want this puck, but I don't think they can do anything about it. I guess the one interesting thing is that it is a bit of a deterrent to the TB in terms of the Sunder, right? You've got a way to heal up now, even if you do happen to get health swapped at an inopportune time. It takes a little bit to get back, but still kind of value. A puck might just be dead here. Back into the
a little time, and time is... Whoa!
Is he out of there?
Somehow lived through that, and now it's going to be Sam H in a lot of trouble. Sam H trying to port away. Will he make it? Yes, he will. Oh my god.
That was so close. I thought he was about to die to the stun.
Yo, like, you know what? That
mid-air on the
yeah,
stun.
that totally reminded me of that scene in Harry Potter.
Dire's top
Where
tower
they-
is under attack.
Talking about? Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what happened there. Spoiler, sorry guys.
Yeah. Oh, Raven, alright, Aegis is being reclaimed. They want this kill in March. They've still got eyes on him, but for not that much longer. The track is about to wear out. Tim's... Everyone's popping drums. He's just going to try and TP over in the trees. He's going to be okay. Oh, alright. Bounty Hunter not quite fast enough. I think he was outside of the bonus move speed from the track. So couldn't get the reapplication.
Behold!
Hey, I don't mind the SF Ags. I guess the biggest thing to talk about is what other items you think he'd go for. Oh, they found the Nyx assassin. He's dead. But do you think there's anything that's like immediately stands out as being better? Like, is a butterfly amazing or anything like that?
Well, I guess I'm just not really understanding what his intended role is here, as looks like TB is going to get found. He's going to pop off the track instantly. Here comes Raven, but... The movement's
and now the coil's on the tube. Bounty Hunter going to snap it. Tim should just get plinked down. No, looks like he's actually going to be able to survive here. Razor...
Discharge my life.
Against themselves, the reflection, at least putting in some work. They will be able to help heal up Raven as Cuckoo now. Meanwhile, the Terrorblade has already used the meta, and he's going to get caught by the pit on the backside of the fight. Looks like they might just have to settle for the Jakiro. Nope, Sekembulu actually going to get glimpsed back into the midst of all of this. Raven now rejoining. Decent amount of HP, 3 seconds stun. Oli still surviving on very low HP over in the trees. Are they going to track him first? Yeah, they will. TNC going for the value plays there, and that will wrap up that team fight. They did such a good job to, after the Dream Coil went down, to manage to kite away.
Oh, man.
And I guess that's just the BKB timing getting hit.
Like a very stern Asian mother. Like, that's showing discipline, telling your team, alright, not get the kill yet, let's get the track off. And now, looks like Nyx Assassin is going to get found here as well. Raven getting his mana burned up. Actually, can he make it out of here? Good toss, giving that mini stun, and Raven picks it up.
TNC have been super hitting their stride in the last couple of minutes. The items just keep racking up. The damage keeps getting... It feels like the damage is just far outscaling the survivability on the Geek fam side. The TB does actually have a Scotty, so his farm has picked up a decent amount, but the rest of TNC are just even doing that much better, right? All these track kills.
To me, it's also not... It's not just the fact that TNC is like doing more damage than Geek fam's HP pool, but rather Geek fam's also not doing enough damage. Cuckoo, but he's gonna get slowed down. He has a BKB, will run away from it. Aghanim Scepter not finished just yet. Yeah. I mean, look at how tanky TNC's heroes are. And then if you look at Geek fam, who's actually doing the damage? Puck was doing a lot, but I feel like now we're at a stage where his Veil is not really keeping items yet to pump damage. Of course, Razor is just a Razor, so I don't know. TNC is just kind of tanking through a lot of these engagements. So,
do you think part of it is that the TB is somewhat getting kited, or not really?
I think that's part of it because he doesn't have a BKB yet, so he's really easily controlled. He needs to. So these fights are getting fairly mobile. If he gets too close, he just gets dragged in by the CK. If he stands too far away, then he's dealing damage.
Yeah.
So I just feel like he's always like 1 or 2 items behind TNC as a whole.
Yeah. The one thing that should Doom Coil anymore. They're waiting for Tim's on the top of this hill. They should easily find him this time around, unless there's a Force Staff for him. Static Storm Kinetic Field getting dropped down. Tim's actually still tanking pretty nicely, courtesy of the Spirit Vessel. Now the Underlord comes running up onto the high ground. Firestorm breaking up the fight even further. Raven jumps in, kills off one more. The two supports are already dead. They're going to get the glimpse back onto March. Does not have a BKB to... Pursuit gets the rift back up onto the high ground. You're not going anywhere. And is there to back him up.
That was a very poetic spot where they killed the Razor right on top of Tim's corpse. Like, this one's for you, friend. And now TNC, with 3 heroes dead on the side of Geek Fam, will push up. First, they set the Shadow Fiend alive, so they got the tower building damage. They got the CK. I have no idea how Geek Fam's going to hold this.
Is under attack.
Matter.
Actually,
right.
TNC's just gonna back it up. They respect the respawn time at Geek Fam.
Alright. So, what are they close to as well? I guess that's probably the other big decision-making factor. CK almost has a heart. The SF did just pick up his Scythe, but doesn't have the level 25 quite yet, so some pretty big timings coming up soon for TNC. And the other thing that they're probably conscious of is that the Roshan respawn is either up or very soon. So if they risk that high ground push and it fails because of the respawns, then they might actually be giving away a pretty significant objective.
At the same time, if they actually get that tier 3, then they could more easily secure the next Roshan by knocking down the shrine. So it's definitely like a pretty big trade-off.
Can get broken here by Tim. So can they spot him out? They've got the dust. Now Sam H coming in, controlling this hill absolutely perfectly. 1-4-3-7 also going to come in. Static Storm Kinetic Field. In the end, though, and that's going to be his undoing. It looks like Sam H. They get a glimpse back onto the Nyx Assassin. The puck throws out the Yules, but that's going to be the last hurrah for this fight, as TNC once again only losing the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, Roche is up now, and looks like they still have Metamorphosis running for about half of this duration. They can't make it go, but here comes the rest of TNC. They did use a lot of it. The Crimson Guard's down.
Yeah, I don't know if they have enough to save him here. The evasion's helping a little bit, but that lockdown is enough. 77 seconds dead. Cuckoo, I think, was really hoping to find a good opportunity. Cancelled up by the reflection. Now these CK illusions might... over in the trees. How much can that actually do? So Kemperlu has to go in melee form. He's just right-clicking through into 1-4-3-7. Raven. Gonna finish him off. And Cuckoo just on the run. TNC unable to find the right angle in that fight, and without all the survivability from the Underlord, Geek Fam actually able to muscle through even some of these beefier heroes.
Yeah, TNC felt really pressured to challenge at Roche, despite losing the one hero. And then, you know, the Pitlord went in without his pipe or the Crimson, and they kind of just lost one by one, but they still wanted to take fights. The thing about Geek Fam's lineup is that they're very good at taking a very stationary fight. They're not good at, like, chasing people. They're not, like, having a glimpse or a track. So I felt like TNC could have easily disengaged multiple points during that fight, but they're insistent.
Yeah, not... And did they even need to worry? I guess they wanted to defend the Roshan, and they don't really have good ways to harass it either. That was probably what the Pitlord was hoping to do, right? He was just hoping to throw out a Firestorm, force them out of the pit. Situation around the pit is not, or was not, very good for TNC either. Meanwhile, Geek Fam had tons of coverage, and I think that certainly helped out.
Yep. So, sure. I mean, normally I would say that's a bit too greedy, but you got a bounty hunter team, so that's fine. Ooh, the whole team getting their smoke broken. TMC just laying his body for the front line. But Cuckoo now
This is so dangerous. They're fighting near the shrines. The Kimberlu just going to start laying in with the auto attacks. Cuckoo, what can he do? He breaks the Dream Call. He's stunned forever. I don't know if they can save him at this point. Sam H going to do his damnedest, but Cuckoo's going to be brought down dead for 100. They're all still just tagging the shrine. Puck very low, but not dead yet. March is going to get worked on by the CK, but the Sunder comes out, and now he's being slowed up by the Scotty. He's about to be brought down. Armlet Toggle's not going to do anything for him in this situation, as Tim's also trying to make his escape. Gets veiled up. Can he finish off this kill on the Puck? Looks like Geek Fam, another very successful fight, and for TNC, just another weirdly positioned fight, taking that right on top of the shrine.
I feel like the Bounty Hunter... So, I think Bounty by himself is doing the job, because as a Bounty, you want to be running into the jungle, you want to be breaking smoke gangs. Sure, you'll die for that, but you also alert the rest of your team to not take a bad fight. But I feel like after Bounty dies, the team says, alright, let's still go in anyways, and I just don't know if it's been working out. I mean, it hasn't been working out.
Yeah. Well, at least they have the Underlord to help defend the high ground. They do have a glyph available as well, but...
structures are fortified.
That, and they've got the Jakira going to work as well. Sam H trying to move forward. He will be able to put the Crimson Guard up on the building, but Sekemperlu's still just chunking through it, getting very close to his Butterfly. Still has the Aegis in hand as well. At a moment's notice, but it looks like TNC will just have to sacrifice pretty much a full lane of Rex. They're going to get the glimpse back in the TB, hoping for some kind of a catch with the CK respawning soonish. If they can pop this Aegis as well, they can keep him here for another couple of seconds.
They're too afraid to go in because he has Thunder.
And with that, Geek Fam swing the game all the way back pretty much to even and look to take the shrines.
I think Geek Fam's actually ahead. I mean, it's even in terms of net worth, but Geek Fam has the map advantage at this point, and they still have the Aegis advantage for a bit. Good scan is going to find Geek Fam up the hill, but there's no way that TNC could actually take a fight up the hill. Shadow Fiend is still looking for that soul. 16 away from 46.
And this has a lot of perks. Cuckoo gonna get sundered despite the blink away. Manages to pop the BKB, but does not want to use it defensively like that. Oh man, did somebody else force staff the Terrorblade in there?
I think so.
Yeah, the Nyx Assassin force staffed the Terrorblade, and they got the sun. That was sick. Very nicely played.
Out from the trees they came.
Regeneration.
TNC a little bit lax on dewarding their high ground here. Well, they put a sentry down, but unfortunately the OBS is just out of range. So there's still great vision from Geek Fam, and they're going to use that to come and look for Sam H here. Stun not going to connect. He will be able to pop. And he'll make it out of there. Okay, but still not much of a commitment from Geek. Didn't really pop anything all that important. And they're now, once again, going to look to force his way up onto the high ground. Metamorphosis off. Blue tanking some Firestorm damage, but still looking alright. Cuckoo going to come running forward onto the front lines. Does get the Hex off. Can they burst him down? Oh. This could be a problem if he gets the Sunder off. 2 seconds down. Is it going to be enough? Okay. Oh, they just...
Might be able to kill him again. Here he pops the BKB, now Reality back in, and now he's going to fight right in the middle. Can he actually Sunder? He's still... Foil's going to break. He's going to go down. Raven fighting right inside.
Mark just used the cheese. He's dropping really low. Looks like he should be brought down. So Kimberly trying to escape. Gonna get brought back in again by the Reality Rip. Will the mischance save him? He gets glimpsed and he's gone. Jakiro should also end up suffering the same fate. Gem intact, but TNC, what a hold. Against the Aegis, against the cheese. They didn't use any buybacks. I don't know if they even had any to really speak of. Oh, they do have a couple, but excellent hold.
Yeah, that was a 5,000 net worth swing fight. The fight recap actually took in, but that is track for you, baby. I mean, I don't know how much gold 1437 end up getting, but he is now. To that is that I do feel like this is one of the ways that TNC could get back into the game. The Puck's Aghanim to me was what brought Geek Fam back in, because they fight, and I feel like 1437's Aghanim could do the same to the Terrorblade, the Razor, and the Puck.
Yeah, it's gonna be really scary for TB, right? He's relying a lot on the. So, and we're also getting towards the point of the game where one fight. The end of the game. There are still some tier 2s up around the place, which are still a little bit of an obstacle, but both of these two teams do push quite fast, especially the CK and the Terrorblade, right? If they survive with a lot of illusions intact close to the enemy base.
It depends on where the fight happens. I mean, TNC just won a 5-0 in their base, but they're not really able to, you know, march. Sure, they'll be able to take some Braxes.
All right, Kuka's got an Octarine core up now, so 9.9 second cooldown Hex, I guess, is the biggest thing. What else? 4.5 second cooldown on Raze.
Sure.
This maybe impactful.
I mean, is this the end all be all of the spell Shadow Fiend? You know, just kind of be more of a utility for the team.
Yeah, I guess so, right? You're kind of, you got some lockdown right click, but I feel like for the most part he's just going to be. We even saw it against the Terrorblade there in that last fight, right? He kept his distance and just spammed raises. They did not want to really engage him toe to toe, and it makes complete sense. The Terrorblade's got a butterfly and 38 armor, so
sure,
right clicks are not really doing that much.
I mean,
maybe that's the intention.
You say that's a little of magic damage, but considering that it is a 4.5 second cooldown, the raises, it will add up to be quite a bit. And that cooldown reduction on his Blink Dagger is also allowing him to play like anti-mage right now. He is going ham.
Yeah, 5.4 second cooldown Blink is actually pretty nice.
That is anti-mage Blink.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, sometimes I wish we could cancel AIM's Blink with damage, but there you go.
Oh, that would make that hero unplayable.
Yeah, oh no, it would. It'd be 100% unplayable. But, you know, it's anti-mage. But you go far enough back in Dota's history and you couldn't cancel Blink Dagger with damage either. That was an interesting time. It was a great time to be playing Dota.
You'll be chain stunned by like 4 heroes, but then if somebody ever drops that chain stun, you're just out of there. No problem.
Yeah, those are like 10 Blink Daggers. Blink Dagger every game.
Yeah. Except on the heroes that already have Blink built in. It's either like Blink Dagger hero, and then that's why heroes like Queen of Pain, Mirana was so popular back then, because it came with a free Blink, so you could get other items. I still remember back in the days where Melk, he was playing middle for MYM, and he was, I think he had a legendary Queen of Pain game where he finished like a 20-minute Hex, which by today's standards is like absolutely atrocious, but back then that was pretty godly. And because he got a Hex on Queen of Pain, because he didn't even get Blink, he started like killing everyone, because you can't Blink when you're Hexed. And
yeah, the Hex rush was sweet.
It was a thing back in the days.
Yeah, it was a thing. But so many things were a thing. Like, people used to buy Battle Fury on Medusa and Potom. Like,
I don't know about that.
I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if it was a good thing, but it's certainly a thing that happened. I got a wraparound gank here from Geek Fam. They're looking towards Sam H. He is the tankiest target, but the fight's a little bit split from TNC, and they can't really decide the best way to approach this. Sam H, can they get him up onto the high ground? Yes, they can. Another, they get the reality rip. 4 seconds stun onto the Razor. He's hexed up. Can they burst him down? That's the big question. They're going to lay it down with the Requiem, and the rest of Geek Fam just can't make it up onto the high ground. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Both position 3s lost. Disruptor's stuck in a nice path, and he'll be finished off. As now Raven potentially looking to re-engage. He still has the BKB. Healing back up with his heart. Terrorblade also going to try and take a high ground of his own, but it looks like both teams will just end up resetting. Ooh, that Force Staff was very, very important. Just dragging the Razor close enough to the cliff that they could reality rift him was the game.
But here's the thing. Roshan just spawned and Geek Fam's up a hero right now.
Yeah.
Terrorblade walks in and he has more than enough damage now to punch through the big rock man. Will TNC make the same mistake? Looks like they're going to just back it off, concede the Roshan. And this time it's coming with the Refresher Shard. The question is, who's getting that Refresher Shard?
I feel like the Terrorblade is a little bit slot limited to take it, so maybe just give it to the puck.
Your song has fallen
Sure.
for the
I mean, he's also very, very stacked. I mean, he's just backpacked both of these items. I mean, you can go double Eye of the Storm if you're Razor. That's... Maybe double Hexes is important.
I'm happy to see the double coil.
Yeah, double coil. The coil has been so impactful. Fights.
The 4.5 second break stun is pretty nutty. I would anticipate that he'll just give the cheese over to the Razor. He definitely makes pretty good use of it. He's actually starting to get pretty tanky. Got that Chivas that you were talking about earlier. We got a Lincoln Sphere up on the SF, but now Cuckoo has to decide how he actually puts that in his inventory. Oh god, Arcane Rune, baby. Alright, what do we got? 2.7 second cooldown blink, 5 second hex. It's almost a perma hex without rearm. That's actually insane.
Oh, you give that refresher shard to the Jakiro, so he can make an X with his Macropyre.
With his Macropyre.
Let's go.
How does that even work? Did they interact
Did they
properly?
take double damage? I don't know. I actually don't know.
You would hope so. But yeah, somebody get back to us. All right, TNC with the smoke. They're hoping to jump them outside of the base here. Don't want to let Geek Fam get set up. Oh, Cuckoo is hesitant to nuke these waves out. Are Geek Fam paying attention is the question. Scan going to be used. Radiant take the high ground. They might be in the slightly better position this time around, but TNC actually just shoving the wave down mid. And Geek Fam, they don't have a creep wave close by. The closest that they can go and shove is bottom. This is a bit of a weird swap in terms of who's where on the map, but TNC, they also still have no idea where Geek Fam are. Don't fight them at their shrine again, please, TNC.
Oh, this is gonna be rough here. Here comes play hard.
Oh, they have the eggs. They have the eggs on the disruptor. They have to watch out for the Aegis. They're gonna get the hex up on the Nyx assassin. Shadow Fiend gets stunned up. Can they keep the chain stun going? He's getting right click down. He's already being finished off. Raven working on Kimberloo. He's already used the Sunder. Can he get to the shrine? He will be able to. He's shrining up Raven. I don't think he'll be able to finish him. There's another Sunder. 4 second stun, but Raven's just gonna get chased down by March on the other side. Sandwich trying for the evac, but they lose the 2 big cores.
Man, that was so unfortunate for TNC. They got the Terrorblade down so close. I mean, he had Aegis the whole time, so he didn't really need to worry, but they couldn't kill him at the beginning. The Static Storm was pretty much missed, right? Like, the Static Storm came down after the BKB on Terrorblade, and as a result, it did absolutely nothing.
Well, the Shadow Fiend, like, didn't press his BKB when he, like, as the Ice Path was coming, and then he just got decimated by the TB with his Daedalus. Like, I think the TB was pretty much the only source of damage on the SF in that fight, but he just died so fast. Especially without the Requiem damage reduction, right? If the TB actually doesn't get hit by that, he just does so much damage. Alright, buyback on 1, buyback on 2. Geek Fam still sticking around here a little bit longer. Can they get this Terrorblade? Nice 4-step play to get him out of there. He's still got a Bounty Hunter gonna make his way back into the base. Does get 4-staffed up. Cuckoo trying to stand his ground. Does throw out the Hex, but they're just resetting for the time being. March. Oh, just heading back to Kimberloo. Still inside of the base. Needs to be a little bit careful. He's isolated. I think he's begging for a 4-staff right now. They do need to be cautious of the glimpse. They still have it ready to go. The 4-staff not going to get him outside of the base, but they need to be aware of the Sunder now. Who's he going to find? Static Storm, Kinetic Field. He actually just runs straight out of it. Can they burst him down? They will. That's the end of the Aegis. He doesn't have Metamorphosis when he pops back up. Sam H still controlling space. Hex him up. Can they burst him? That's the question. Requiem Bomb coming through. He gets up the BKB. Now the Sunder just going to start laying in with the auto attack. They're trying to burst down March. He doesn't have the cheese. Well, auto attack's going to follow after him as Cuckoo puts up the double, but now he's trapped. He gets another Hex out. Terrorblade taking damage. Mass buybacks from Geek Fam. They know that they need this Cuckoo kill, and they're going to get it. Dead for 110, but Raven finishes it with the Chaos Pulp. They're back in the fight. Puck also returning. They get through the lane of Rax. Buyback as well from the Terrorblade. Geek Fam just flexing the buybacks at this point. And it's a 3v5.
Phantasm's gonna get used here. here on the top, and it's gonna be going on the Razor. Razor dropping low, but the Ice Path is actually stunning everybody. Marsh is still alive. He's gonna get rerouted. He finally goes down, but now here comes Terrorblade. Sam H trying to get his buddy. Take the throne. This has gotta be GG.
Yeah, I don't know what else they can do at this point. Sam H gonna do everything that he can. Bit more damage. Firestorm. The Ancient is still alive. Tim's will be brought down. Buyback from Sam H. 1437 still doing everything that he can. They don't have either of the two big right clickers, so TNC might actually be able to hold this. Underlord has turned into the right clicker. 210 atrophy or baby.
Hit him.
He's right clicking through everyone. Glimpse him back into the kinetic field. Oh, Puck's still looking to burst down 1437, but he's a little bit too tanky. The Firestorm finishes the Nyx.
But the Rax? Yeah. I guess they get the Rax at this point.
Yeah,
Siege units.
Okay, yeah, just heals him, keep him away. Don't let Sam H come and defend. Yeah, I think that at this point the wagons are going to get it for sure. Sam H realizing what's going on, he just has to defend the throne. 15 seconds to Shadow Fiend. It's not completely over just yet.
Well, TNC holds on. So let's talk about their Mega Creeps defense. They just don't have any, right? Because pretty much Shadow Fiend has been relying on raises to deal with it, and he needs to, I think, make a transition for a physical build, but I just don't think he has the gold for it.
Just buy Battle Fury on Underlord, dude. That's the... I'm sure that's the answer.
I mean, it's actually not bad.
It's not terrible.
Really hard. But I guess he just doesn't have the attack speed to back it up.
Yeah, definitely not. You look at him. He's really not attacking that quickly. He does have Firestorm. I mean, they're at least managing to push it out of the base pretty far. When's Roche? I mean, still not for a while.
Those are not the Mega Creeps, right? These are just just the upgraded creeps?
Oh, yeah. Mega Creeps. Mega Creeps on their way now. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah. And Puck has his, Puck has an Arcana, and he's gonna just play with the Megas, I guess. Keep shoving waves.
Actually, it seems like Cuckoo, if he triple raise one wave, you still clear it. So maybe they could hold?
That's the 150 raise damage talent for you, I suppose. Alright. He doesn't have boots at the moment. He just opted to...
Yeah, he got blinked, dude. He's anti-mage. It's fine.
That's true. I mean, you're not really walking away from anything at this point either, right? It's like... Is it that relevant? What else is going on?
Not.
Razor's got some BOTs. The one thing that Geek do have to be a little bit careful of is they used almost every buyback in that last fight. It's literally just Puck. It's Puck who has a buyback and Bounty Hunter who has 1,700 gold to farm to a buyback. Every other player in the game used their buyback in that last fight. Oh man.
And let me tell you, TNC is going to make gold to me a little bit faster. They're going to be, that's pretty much farming all the creeps on the map. Sure, the Radiant could hit neutrals. But also, if there's going to be any fight going on, track is still the more gold to work with.
Don't worry, Puck has 420 GPM. Moon shards on their way.
That's true. Yeah.
But unfortunately, it can only be moon shards. But there you go. I mean, you can buy. You can start buying stuff for the supports as well, right? Get your gems, get some sentries. Make Tim's really sad because there's just sentries everywhere. Is there anything else that Puck wants to buy at this point? Is there any point in having like a refresher or subbing any of these items out?
Let's see. I think having a refresher in your backpack would be nice.
1437 running forward under the Glimmer Cape, hoping to find a glimpse back. Okay. Geek fam got to do a better job at dewarding their side of the map. There's some there's some dire vision that I feel like really shouldn't be here at the moment. The Jakiro... Oh wait, who has the gem? Someone has a gem. Alright, the next assassin. But yeah, they are... I guess you just wait for Roche if you're Geek fam. Is that the play? I don't know if TNC can possibly contest.
I mean, Geek fam, I feel like they needed to make any risky move. Yeah, you just kind of sit back, wait for Roche. I guess Nyx could be out there, kind of just looking for picks. Maybe the next step for Geek fam is to start picking up BO3 2s have the Nyx walk around, find kills, and then you BO2 in to pick up those kills.
Yeah, that seems like everybody's got BOTs anyway. Oh, poor Tim's, he's gone. They were just hoping to find something. I guess they're probably playing around the Roshan respawn, and if they find a pick off, then like maybe they can actually be the ones to get the Rosh. TNC still see a path to victory in this situation.
I think so. The play that I described where you get BOT2s on the Radiant, you could do the exact same thing on TNC. You know, both teams have this one of Invis hero going out to scout, and if not a big deal. Like even with Bounty Hunter dead, I don't think Geek Fam is looking to, let's say, death push.
Scare Cuckoo. He's got a what's blade mail at the moment. Interestingly enough, he tried to pop the blade.
What is the blade mail for?
I don't really know. I'll be honest. At this point, it doesn't feel like it's a deterrent at all, right? Like if TB is hitting you and he's got some illusions, and you pop the blade mail, really about the blade mail return damage. So I am a little bit befuddled as well.
If she should pick up just a Maelstrom to like hit the creeps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, Shadow Fiend sells axe. Backpack. But looks like he retains the 46 soul. I do imagine he will lose that bonus if he dies.
He doesn't get the so he loses part of it. He doesn't get. It be the case that he still gets the souls. I seem to remember that there might be like on his ultimate. I think there might be a bug where he actually gets the effect of the 4 damage at least. Someone would have to confirm that. I'm not 100%.
Well, one thing is for sure.
I have seen that discussed.
If he does die, he doesn't come back. Like he cannot go back up to the 46 threshold. Which Shadow Fiend has been dying a lot.
Yeah, I've seen people discuss it in the context of the Wisp talent, where like Wisp can tether you, and then you technically have your Ags effect, so you can go up to 46 souls. But then obviously you can't utilize it unless Wisp is actively tethering you. Alright, they are defending. Still holding on to their high ground. Puck has the Refresher Shard ready to go in his inventory. Now they're going to go for Cuckoo. Nice little blink away. Maybe just trying to pop the Lincolns. And Geek Fam seem very content to play this one slowly, but they eventually have to do something, right? Like, you could farm cheeses if you really wanted to, but this is about as strong as they're going to be. I don't know if they have too many more items to grab. I mean, there's already a Moon Shard on the TB.
I mean, do they have to do anything? Like, if you look at the gold graph, it's constantly going up. It's creeps to farm, but of course, Geek Fam is farming the whole map. Neutrals.
But how much of that is meaningful net worth at this point? I guess the Razor still has quite a lot of room to grow, right?
Dude, Jakiro is about to go carry, man. He's Jakiro should walk around and take up every bounty rune every 2 minutes.
Just a little journey. Alright, yeah. So, they're gonna try and poke their nose in through the bottom side of the map while the Mega Creeps go over towards top. They're trying to split up TNC this way. If they can, they're gonna drop the Dream Coil onto Cuckoo. He pops the BKB. Threat. The nice Force Staff is gonna get him a little bit further away. They tanked some damage, but they did force out the... Well, they forced the SF BKB, but it's actually only a 24-second cooldown.
It's already cooldown.
Yeah.
So Lincoln's protecting him. But they are pushing into the base right now. Of course, Throne does regen a little bit of HP.
Yeah, they're getting some damage stolen over into Sam H. I heard the CK ultimate getting popped. They're going to look towards March, but they're actually just not doing enough damage. The stun from the Nyx into the ice path. CK in some big trouble, but on the other side, Sunder down. Shadow Fiend looking to turn around. He's got the Rec Room. Is he going to do enough damage as he respawns? He's trapped. He's hexed. Can they burst him down a second time? Do they have the control? That's the question. Terribly dead for 100 seconds. They're still focusing on the Ancient, but it's not actually taking that much damage. March and the Puck both trying to make their escape. Looks like Puck should be able to jaunt his way out. No, actually sticking around after the Yules. Could that be trouble for him? He gets hit in the face by the CK. 147 waiting for him. Do they have the vision to get the glimpse back? Yes, they do. It.
They get the kill. Alright, base is defended. Base has 8 HP regen per second, so it's gonna hold. Well,
now my enemies pay.
That team fight, they got themselves about a 9,000 gold net worth swing. That's a lot of gold for some of these like really gold-starved heroes. Radiance being perched up on Sam H. They are going in for the long haul. 62-minute Radiance. And now, of course, ooh, this is it. 1437. Going for the Venn diagram of destruction. Refresh orb. This could turn it.
Yeah. This could be absolutely game breaking. I mean, they managed to kill the TB twice. He didn't look scary at all.
Yeah,
in that last
he couldn't
fight.
actually get off the Sunder. He was very close of getting off on the first time. They just popped him, and he uses BKB on the first life. So as soon as he spawned into a static storm, and that was all she wrote.
All right. TNC, a little bit of an opportunity to push down mid here. There is a glyph available. Geek fam might be able to hold this without investing too many buybacks. Sam H even just wailing on the backdoor protection a little bit, waiting for that to get dropped. Yeah, he's doing a lot. He's actually still got plenty of atrophy aura damage.
Jeez, with the Radiance, they're pinging they're hitting the tier 3 now. Glyph.
All right. They didn't get this tier 3 40 minutes ago, but this time around they might grab it. They get the Hex on the next test, and he does manage to get the Spike Carapace off. He's also going to force Death to get a little bit further away. TB just pops up with the ultimate, slays this Chaos Knight. Terrorblade now chucked inside of the silence. He's being mixed up as well. Can they keep him alive? No, he's dead. He does have a buyback available. They've got the Dream Coil out into a couple. Cuckoo taking damage. Blade Mail not going to be enough to save him. Buyback on the CK, buyback on the TB, buyback on everybody. Sandwich trying to escape. Can he make it out? He's running for it, but they don't bring anyone with him. Raven has to run for it. He's going to be able to blink away. They've got the SF also TPing in.
Everyone's picking up. All right. Everyone resets. How many buyback was used in that team fight?
4. 2 on each team. Okay. 2 cores versus a core and a support.
Yeah, so Terrorblade's buyback, Seek buyback, and Shadow Fiend's buyback. All of these are the ones that matter. And we reset. Roshan coming back up in about 2 minutes. Yep. This game.
Oof. This game has gotten interesting. Stick has got a Battle Fury. Check it out. He replaced his armlet.
All right. Okay.
There you go. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
He also has attack speed issues. I guess he has a MKB, but still.
Terrorblade buying a Shadow Blade. Do you try and meme somebody? Do you like intentionally get low and then try and Shadow Blade?
Okay,
in?
but here's the thing: who could actually get him low on this map?
No, you just buy an armlet.
Okay, that's the old meme. The Shadow Blade armlet Dagon build.
Yeah,
uses Blink, Sunder, Assassinate.
Look, man, there's people on this map who don't have a buyback at this point. If you can one shot somebody.
You know who is one of those people? You. If you do that meme and you die,
yeah,
you also don't have buyback. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
that seems like I'm pretty good when I throw the game.
It's a double-edged sword for sure, Limmy. But they get the coil onto the bounty hunter. But did they actually know that Tim's here is going to force staff? That ends up stunning him. Do they have any more force staffs to help out? He's actually kind of tanky. Oh, can they come in here with damage to save him? The blink is him.
No!
He's dead.
The dagger found Dobby. He's straight up dead in the fountain.
Oh no!
Oh, this is.
All right, it's just bounty hunter, but TNC got to go play the lane control game again. Still have to be careful. Terrorblade does not want to be the first one in. Very dangerous situation for him. Puck gonna come in, just a little bit of a warning. Hex, it looks like they are gonna go over towards Cuckoo. Still no coil available. They get the pit down onto 2. Razor still has BKB, still has everything. There is a glyph on the Dire side, so they're not too pressured just yet. Raven copping a mana burn, as we do have lots of damage being stolen up by this Razor. They're intentionally leaving that CK illusion alive so that they can get him all the way up to pretty much max. He's the one right-clicking. They're gonna hex him up. Can they get the Static Storm Kinetic Field combo? No, it ends up missing, and now Septemberly knows that he can come in. He manages to BKB dodge the Chaos Pulse. Raven on the back foot. He pops his BKB, turns around, looks towards Play Hard. Cuckoo lays out the Requiem. March using his BKB effectively. Terrorblade finally finds his ground, but they've got the Refresher Orb. Can they control the Terrorblades this time? He's being muted. Do they have the damage? That's the question. He gets the Sunder off. Samage donating all of his life over to him. The Terrorblade's found a triple so far. Give him the Ultra Kill. He needs a few more. There have been buybacks on TNC, but they've only got Cuckoo as the big core. He gets hexed up. Now he's in trouble, still pressing forward onto the front lines. It's once again the Sunder that keeps the Terrorblade going. He gets the Rampage, and with that, Geek Fam will end this game against TNC.
Oh my god, what a game.
That was great.
That was a fun one.
That was definitely where they lost all their momentum. Right. And I think after that, the other problem turned out
Team ban. Turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. TNC's turn.
Clockwork!
TNC's turn to pick.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the Bucharest Major 2018 SEA qualifier. This is a best of 3 between TNC Pro Team and Geek Fam. And if you're just tuning in, Geek Fam are currently up 1 game in this best of 3 series. The winner of this moves on to the next round of the qualifier to be played later today. So the winner of this match is going to be playing against Fnatic. The loser of this series is out, so pretty high stakes game. I'm Basekip here once again providing you guys with the coverage. Hopefully the stream is stable, but if not, I have Lumi here with me, and Lumi also has the backup stream on lock, so we're ready to go.
TNC.
So game 1 we saw the first phase ban of Clockwork, and this time with the first pick overall, Geek Fan will pick it up, and TNC is going to run it right back with the Shadow Fiend. Honestly, I thought the Shadow Fiend played was very good. Like it wasn't as flashy as some of the Blink Duels combination, but he was so exceptionally farmed, and in the team fight I felt like his impact was great. I mean, he might have like maybe miscued a couple of item inputs here and there, but I thought Cuckoo played very well despite the loss.
He caught up nicely as well after the laning stage. I mean, the game went pretty late, so easy to forget about, but also showing some of his prowess in that sense, in terms of the decision making and the split pushing. This game might be a little bit more difficult. They do already have the Bane to potentially try and help him win mid, but this support duo that he's staring down from Geek Fam I think is actually quite scary. We talked in the previous game in the draft about Clockwork's ability to kill Shadow Fiend if he's out of position, but I think a lot of teams actually really like Shadow Shaman as well against the SF. Partially just because of his ability to go and be a bully on the mid lane. He's got insane base damage. He can kind of secure a bunch of CS that the Shadow Fiend is going for. The Ether Shock is really annoying harassment for the SF to deal with, so I'm interested to see how TNC kind of deal with that. Maybe they just need to get the right offlane matchup, so Geek Fam feel like they can't spend all of their time just harassing the Shadow Fiend on mid.
I think the easiest fix is actually just to give Cuckoo a little bit of help, because in game 1, I don't know if viewers are still around from the game 1's beginning, but they didn't block for him, so Puck had the better block in that lane, and they pretty much, like, if you think about sending in heroes like Disruptor and Bounty Hunter, they're not going to be able to back up the Shadow Fiend. So the draft and the play wasn't actually dedicated to help Cuckoo. And granted, TNC got better exchanges elsewhere on the map, but it feels like, and it seems like TNC is going to give Cuckoo a little bit more help. Bane in particular, to me, is already enough against these two. Yeah, sure, Clockwork could rotate around, Shadow Shaman could come around, but you drop a good ward in the mid lane, then you park Bane there for 3 minutes, then Cuckoo's going to be just fine.
Yep. Of course, it is also going to depend on what the actual opponent is in lane for the SF, but I feel like most 1v1s SF actually does pretty decently these days, especially with the stacking damage on the Rays. It's just so difficult for anybody to really trade hits with them. And we get a Tim's Classic. This is a little bit of a treat. Yeah. The Earth Spirit coming out. So the one pick I really like here is Tinker, because I feel like the matchup against Shadow Fiend is quite good.
TNC's turn.
And it really works very well with the Clockwork as well, right? Clockwork Rockets gives you vision, and then you could go ham with your Laser Rocket combination yourself. But we're going to see a Brewmaster pickup, which looks okay because you could toss the Shadow Fiend up front, but the way I'm seeing it is that once it gets to late game, Hex is going to be coming out from the Shadow Fiend. And so far, Brewmaster I mean, he's going to be powerful early on, but I feel like he will get countered down the stretch.
Yeah. Nice for laning here. I think the one thing that's a little bit scary is playing against the Earth Spirit, right? That very fast silence. And TNC, all right, they're just building up some combo play here.
This is it, man. Take me back to 2016. Like, Tims and Sam H made a name for themselves at the TI stage, just kind of running this combination nonstop. Not only is putting Iron Shell on the Earth Spirit insane because he could roll in and deal a ton of damage, but the mid-game combination that these two set up, or used to set up rather, straight up kick into nothing, but then the Darkseer blinks out of a corner and vacuums the whole team into that kick, and then the magnetized combo starts. So this is, it does not get any more comfort pick for TNC so far. To Cuckoo Shell and third position players.
Yeah, I like this as a way of making the Shadow Shaman's game really difficult to play as well, right? If you get rolled on by an Earth Spirit who has an Ion Shell on him, there's not really a whole lot that the Shadow Shaman can really do about it. But we will see that Tinker pick that you were talking about. There's even more synergy here with the Brewmaster, right? Being able to TP in onto the... You can still TP on the Pandas, right?
10 seconds remaining.
Or
I'm not
confusing
too sure
that
about that, because they're considered as hero units,
remaining.
but I don't know. I want to say you can, but
I want to confirm now. I'm going to go.
I'll go Wikipedia.
I think, but the Tinker also good, pretty good matchup against the SF. The catch for him is not insane this game by any means, so should be able to play pretty well. Like you said, there's a little bit of scouting from the Clockwork as well to be able to get more value out of the rockets. And also just kind of hard for Bane and Expert, not the tankiest supports in the world, so you getting into the kind of range where Tinker can 1 or 2 cycle you with his nukes, which is scary. The Jug Band's going to come out. I do really like a sieging hero like the Jug when you have a Tinker, because it feels like, as much as one of the strongest aspects of Tinker sure is like the AoE damage in a fight, but I think a somewhat underrated aspect and one of the more straightforward ways to play Tinker is just utilizing the March to control space. If you roll up on a tower with a Jug and you've got the healing ward down, you've got 2 layers of March there, there's basically in terms of heroes to do that, but I think the Jug was probably the most premium, so maybe they'll go for like Luna or something instead.
5 seconds remaining.
Really crazy. So the other way that I guess the other thing that they could do if they want to get a somewhat traditional Tinker counter would be to jam well, I guess they could pick it and then put it safe lane, but the Storm Spirit also comes to mind as, you know, your traditional sort of anti-Tinker hero, but that makes their lineup a little bit scary to play, especially in terms of the scaling. And then like they're down 1 game in a best of 3 here, so do they do anything risky, I guess is the question. It's called the Luna pick.
You may now select your heroes.
I mean, I don't mind the matchups, but I hate this hero at the moment. I think it's quite bad, so I feel like he doesn't scale well enough compared to a lot of other position 1s, or like the archetype of position 1 right now. So I feel like there's a lot of games where even if you do really well and you dominate your lane, you just kind of fall off. He does have a vehicle in this game, and like I said, the matchups are good against the Brew, Tinker, and Luna, so maybe it'll be alright. Desperate and you're super far ahead, but it's so slow. Yeah. So
maybe if he has a Desolator, but
yeah, potentially. I'll be interested to see what his build ends up being this game. I mean, probably Armlet, SNY maybe in there somewhere. Deso not too bad. Whether or not he tries to be a little bit farmier, I suppose, is the question. Because you can kind of do it on Lifesteal. You can buy Maelstrom. You can, you know, some people used to buy Midas quite a bit. Midas feels like a super game-losing item this patch.
The Miracle Radiance Manta build.
I think that that build all died when they made it so that you can only infest Ancients with level 2 infest. That's
yeah.
That was the end of that meme. Also, I think they kind of need to... The Lifestealer needs to get active early this game because he is their best Ion Shell, like one of their best Ion Shell carriers. And I feel like Darkseer is the kind of hero where you just want to get that first item. You want to get your... I mean, it could even be like a 4-staff first this game. You want to get your Dominator or your 4-staff or your Pipe, and then you just want to go run at the enemy team and like play 5-man with your team.
Well, here's the thing though. If this was Ohio playing the Darkseer,
The battle begins.
I would be like, yeah, he is going to be getting Dominator. I don't know if we're going to see that from Tim's and Sam H combination, because I feel like they play Dominator is more suited to like, hey, I'm going to split push, which I think fits more of Fnatic's playstyle.
Oh, look at this. TNC won the block. A little bit far forward, but still really good. And now they got the Enfeeble out. 147 taking the last hit, not feeling like Cuckoo is going to be able to secure that one. He gets the first deny. Down at bottom, it's the Shaman plus Luna looking to pressure the Lifesteal. Oh my god, the Shaman is going to hit so hard. Lumi, he has almost 100 damage. This is...
Come on, 89 is not 100. Almost 100.
Oh, now he might just be dead here. Tim's running forward. They got the Orb of Venom. They got the slow. Luna doing her best. Trying for the body blocks. He makes it into the trees. No, there's no way. Raven gonna find that first blood. And Darkseer is just cutting the wave up top. Sam H even somehow... I don't know how this happened to these two creeps, but they are being escorted to their death. No experience for the Brewmaster.
That's perfect.
On those two.
I mean, this is a matchup that I think Sam H should dominate in. Not only is he going to be able to cut like this, but he's also going to be able to farm a small camp in between. Unfortunately, small camp was blocked out, so...
But they blocked it.
Yeah, they did. I don't think they expected the 1v1 matchup in this lane.
Yeah, well, he's still going to be very happy. If he wants to as well, he could just be dragging the creep wave into the medium camp. He should.
Yeah, I feel like there's really no punishment, right? Because you know that most of the heroes are on the bottom side for Geek fan.
Yeah, he could stack this medium camp here as well.
Oh, he's going for it. Is he going to go for the rune?
Or he just gets the bounties, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what's happening over here? Tinker's just trading blows with Shadow Fiend. Enfeebled Tinker. Not very happy. Does have 6 CS to his name. Cuckoo getting off to a good start. Tinker needing to be careful of the boots timing on the SF. This is a hero these days that you can quite easily die to. SF just gets boots off the courier, has level 5, and just triple raises you and you're dead.
Oh, I love what Sam H is doing. He walks back to the secret shop with the creep wave following him, buys bottle, and now he has more than enough mana to do whatever he wants. I mean, honestly, March should be able to get every single last set under the building anyways with the Quelling Blade. But
yeah, you'd hope so.
You see what he's doing there? He's dropping the Quelling Blade on the first hit. Because if you don't drop it, he is gonna miss that last hit. Oh, even the Iron Shell on the this is just insult and injury right now.
Yeah, Sam H knows exactly what he's doing up here. Oh, down bottom once again. Shadow Shaman going to be taking a spill. Tim's still playing around down here. I guess maybe not much point in going towards mid until the Shadow Fiend has more points in raise. So makes sense to just come down here and kind of protect your lifestealer a little bit. Play hard just around the corner. Does have level 2 on the Clockwork, but it doesn't get all that scary until he gets that second point up in the battery assault. And the wave is pushing really heavily. What's happening under this tower? Is he just dead? Sam H punch him? Alright, there you go. March is gone. Sam H gonna pop the BM salve under the tower and then go right back to farming.
Yeah, and the cool thing for him is that the runes are spawned up very soon, and because he's pressuring the tower so hard, the Brewmaster can't even think about contesting. Back in the mid lane, Cuckoo now gets a kill with the rotation of Tims. This is exactly what I meant during the drafting phase. Like, this game, they're going to help him much more. The first thing they did as the game started was roll forward, drop down this ward, so he's not going to get ganked by the Clockwork. And then they put the Bane there. And now he's not only leading in terms of CS, but he's also up in terms of kill. This is the reason why Cuckoo normally have such a monstrous game on Shadow Fiends, because his team buys him the space and time.
Yeah, and looks like Playhard is dead here. He wanted that 4-minute bounty rune. He did wake up in time to grab it, but there were a bunch of TNC heroes waiting around him, so he is gone. And TNC just, I feel like they're almost sending a message with this early game, right? They're just winning every lane, not doing anything too flashy. It's just really solid Dota, and Geek fam kind of struggling to respond. Another roll in is going to catch. Can they kick him back? Yes, they can. There's the short raise. Do we have
He's got a double damage, though. He's just punching Cuckoo.
This is a little bit scary, but all right. Cuckoo's got it.
Very fire. And south.
He was fine. He survived the rocket on like 120 health, but just in case. I mean, he wasn't sure either. I guess he doesn't know how many points there are up in it. Well, they're gonna get kicked out, but Spirit looks like he might still end up going down here. Tims, can he find an angle for a roll? He loses the mana on the cogs, and he'll be brought down. Cuckoo coming over to try and help out. Shadow Shaman has to take the long way home, but all right. Geek fam at least getting on the board. Has to be good for morale.
Sam H has Arcane's finish next to his bottle. And he's doing amazingly. Now they're looking at lane switch. Luna now goes mid. But he was just actually
he's just
meandering his way up top, yeah.
Yeah, alright. It was just a little stopover. At this point, if you're Sam H, I guess you don't go Soul Ring, right? If you've already got Arcanes in a bottle. Doesn't really seem like there's that much point. That's probably overkill at that stage.
Looks like he is actually going to go back for that HOD. Has that Ring of Health already pick up? I don't think this is like a Hood or a Vanguard for him.
What's wrong with Hood this game?
I mean, it is a good item. I just don't generally see Darkseer Hood first. I think the HOD is maybe perhaps a little bit more common.
Yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see what he puts up.
Hood is actually very good against Luna and Tinker.
Yeah. Quite a lot of magical damage this game. Oh. Tinker, tanking some raises. Cuckoo a long way up in the lane here. Does need to be a little bit careful. Part of this rotation was scouted earlier by Tims. And Cuckoo with the boots is going to be ARK. Brewmaster is actually super keen to make use of his level 6. Is he just going to run in and split? No. Alright, March. Not quite so bold.
The run in split strat. We seen that the other day.
yeah. The no blink Brewmaster. That was a very questionable build. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Sam H. He's got 3 points in Surge.
He's fine.
There's no way he gets caught here, I don't think.
Man, that Surge lasting such a long time. In fact,
now they're just going to turn around on him. Yeah, Tim's in the area. The Cog's just going to end up being his own grave. And Sam H going to farm a couple of them just for good measure. Alright, well, Lifestealer just going to be going for the Armlet Rush. Nothing too flashy in terms of his build. Luna trying to play catch-up, but just going to get rolled on up top here. And this is a max level Ion Shell. It's doing so much damage. Can Clockwork get in here with the Cogs for the save? I don't think so. Vacuum back. Tim's taking some damage, but Sam H there for the assist. And Playhard actually the one getting run down. 2 seconds on the Surge, but unfortunately Sam H does not have the Ion Shell on him at the moment, so he will Surge Tims instead, just into the wave. They're going to clear it up and then maybe go in. The Shrine's already been used, so I guess they might have to go back.
Yep. Headdress being built up on Darkseer, so it looks like it is going to be that Helm build.
Yep, a little bit of damage here on March. Split threatened. They want to force something, force some regen, force the split. He's just going to salve himself back. Might not even need to use it. Might just wait for the Tranquil Boots. 8-minute runes coming. Luna with the smoke. This is a bizarre gank, but here we go. Luna just waiting for the force back, but Cuckoo actually not backing down. Now he's going to get pushed back, and they get the courier. No, the courier actually scouting the Luna up on the high ground.
Oh my god, Cuckoo, how the hell is going to...
There's no escape at this point. Are they going to finish it with the Tinker? Yes, they will. All right, nice for him. He needed that. He's actually only got 20 CS to his name.
Ooh. This ward, though. This ward somehow seeded the TP in smoke from TNC. So Geek Fam should be aware of this incoming gank, and they can even kind of set up the Brewmaster as a trap, because he has split, and he's definitely baiting it right now. He knows, or he doesn't, because
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Split. There you go. They don't get the silence out in time. Raven's still rage. They're gonna get the boulder over onto the Bane. Level 4 on 1437. They do get the Cyclone up on the lifesteal, but nobody else is here.
they could actually kill him right now. Like his thing is gonna end, and now Bane's gonna nightmare him.
Yeah, they're just rolling through. They're waiting for the timing. Nightmare on cooldown. They got the Brain Sap coming through. Do they have another open wounds? Wand charges are there. There's the open wounds. Shadow Shaman doing everything that he can. It looks like it might actually be enough to save March. Got wand charges and a salve. He's going to be A-okay.
I think unfortunately Tim's kind of blocked Raven a bit. Phase, I believe, was on cooldown, and the fat body of Earth Spirit was not nerfed enough.
No. Reduce his collision size. Why not? Oh, Darkseer gonna have to try and stay inside the wave here. Actually, maybe needing to be a little bit
Dire's
careful, in
top tower
fact.
is under attack.
Oh, I think my stream is on Struggle Street again. God, I hate Australian internet. It's not completely dead. I'll give it 20 seconds and I'll let you know. Okay.
Dire's middle
No
tower
bueno.
is under attack.
SamH has his dominated creep. He's just gonna run it in here. He's surging himself. There's the clap. This might just be a solo kill. Kimberly, what can he even do? There's no point in using the Eclipse. It would just get soaked. SamH on a killing spree.
I would have
This
rolled
is
the
his
dice
top lane.
on that one. Just
Dire's
Eclipse
top
anyways.
tower is under attack.
Just to see if it scares him off.
Get all the beams. No, not scare him off. Kill him. Just get all the beams on the. Just micro the
that's true.
beams.
Micro the beams. Yeah. Alright, well,
Dire's
Darkseer is
top
number
tower
1 on net
is
worth.
under attack.
He is about to take this top tier 1, so this jungle is about to open up even more for him. They're going on March down bottom,
Dire's
right clicking him down. He's still got those wand charges. Brain Sap is off cooldown. Brew gonna. Oh, he's found some weird spot in the trees and they can't get in there.
I didn't even know that spot existed. Oh my God.
I didn't know about that either, but there you go. Sick Juke makes his escape. Meanwhile, Smoke heading over towards mid. Luna once again on the warpath. They really want Cuckoo dead, but Tim's is waiting here just around the corner. They need to be careful. Tim's maybe with the Boulder Smash. Ready to go. The Eclipse comes out. He keeps the Luna at bay. And that's
Dire's
the end of that
bottom
Luna
tower
gank.
is under attack.
All right. Do you need me to turn on my stream?
No, I think it's
Really?
okay. It's okay at the moment.
All right. All right. So immediately TNC smokes after that failed Eclipse, and they are looking to make a play. Do they want Ollie? No, they want the bigger fish.
This will be so confusing for the viewers as well, because the lag for them was like 3 minutes ago, and now we're talking about it. Oh well.
Radiant's middle tower
That's
is
the
under
beauty of
attack.
having delay in your stream. Anyway, SamH, Pinserain, they get the Boulder Smash onto the Clockwork. Raze is flying through. Play hard, looking for the hook out, but Tim's gonna roll on top of him. Right-clicks him to death.
Not so.
TNC, not gonna give up an inch either. Cuckoo just immediately TPing back to the mid lane, where there is more farm waiting. He's actually not that high up on the net worth, but I mean, I think that's just because the other lanes are winning so hard. That his farm doesn't look that impressive.
Yeah. I think that's more of it. Like he's doing fine. It's just that SamH just like doing absolutely
Overperforming
amazingly.
for sure. Yeah.
He has a blink and 100 go if he wants it, or he could go back for like a mech.
Dire's bottom tower is
He's
under
got 4
what's
points in the vacuum already.
Dire's structures are fortified.
0 point wall.
Yeah.
What have we here?
Who needs it? I mean, the real combo is with the vacuum into the Boulder Smash Requiem. Who needs
Dire's bottom
Who
tower
needs
is
wall?
being denied.
there is some value to the wall this game, but
Yeah.
like the Luna illusion.
wall.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a free Vlads from Brewmaster. Although these days, Brewmaster doesn't even buy Vlads apparently.
No. Well, this Brewmaster he's almost got his blink action. March doing decently. There was some sneaky TNC vision up here. Fan of this ward. There's actually you have to cut down the tree here to place this. So
Which one? Can you ping it out?
oh,
This one. Yeah, this is
yeah.
some players just love this ward.
the other good one is they've actually planted the same one where you have to cut down a tree to be able to place it. I guess 1437 maybe just using up some of his tangos that he had. left floating around from the laning stage since he didn't really need them. Anyway, Tim's. Oh, he's got the Iron Shell loaded up. They are a little bit hesitant because this ward, as we were saying, is scouting out this rotation, so they just back up. SamH and Tim's not going to expose themselves to anything. SamH does opt to the Force Staff instead of the Blink. So a little bit more difficult to set up, but down bottom, they got some action on the Tinker. He's just being Fiend's gripped, and we'll just get right-clicked to death.
I actually like the Force choice quite a bit. Raven, in a lot of trouble. He does not have Infest up. He does have Armlet. But hard to toggle that one against the Fire Panda.
Toggle it? No.
Maybe you can toggle it? No. Good hook.
Hook shot.
I'll polish my armor in your...
How's this Luna doing? Yeah, just going drum.
The Darkseer getting the Force Staff, obviously for the Clockwork. It's not only for himself, but also for his team.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Luna. Man, she is so poor.
Yeah, there's a shrine there, but I don't know if that's going to end up mattering. And it might just vacuum her away. No, vacuums her towards it just a tiny bit. Gives her that brief moment of hope.
Is that the BM vacuum? It's like, here, I'll take you to the shrine.
Dire's top tower.
But please activate your shrine. See if it does anything.
Dire's structures are fortified.
I mean, they just control this entire top side of the map, right? The combination of these two wards, the tier 1 being down, and the Darkseer constantly shoving the lane, is lethal for Geek fam. They're going to go and try and play the other side of the map. Unfortunately for them, they haven't opened up this tier 1 tower yet, so they have to try and get a kill here. 147 just going to TP himself out. They do have an Arcane Rune on the Shadow Shaman. Yeah,
Drop it.
Well worth it to just pop the Mass Serpent wards there.
Mid lane, they're making a go here on Luna.
Top tower
But-
has fallen.
Pretty hard angle to come into.
Yeah. 147, quite a bit of gold. I mean, they've just taken all the tier 1s, right? So everyone's cashed up on the side of TNC. Tim's working
Darkseer's
on
up
Blink.
to another 2,000 gold. Jesus, every time I look at him, it's farming like Alchemist right now.
Yeah, what?
Midas! Here we go, dude. This is the way to go. Yeah, man. I'm hyped. Oh, look at the mid lane. Look at mid lane. It's like freaking 3 Mercedes-Benz right now. That's a car show. Let's go. Get on that T2.
Helm of the Dominator for one. You got the Life Stealer for the other.
This is absolutely hilarious. Oh my god. Go, guys. Send them in. Hit that tier 3.
All right, they're
Now
memeing
they're gonna miss up too. This is super
Dire's
meme.
middle tower is under attack.
I feel like the Darkseer Midas is a bit of a meme as well. Like,
No, I think that one's fine. I mean, he's so
you think
far
it's
ahead.
value?
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm not saying value, but I mean,
Yeah.
getting to level 20 for him is actually pretty decent.
No, man, you got to get the. He's got the 90 damage talent. He needs some attack speed. That's what this is about.
Okay, fair enough. What's that battle
Somehow-
fury?
Yeah, that's the real farming item. But yeah, the levels are pretty worth it. I was trying to think about like what his next item would be, and I don't know if there's like one item that stands head and shoulders above the rest. Like pipe, okay. Blink also alright, but I feel like they have enough initiation kind of at this point. So if this Midas gets him to like a Blink Hex at a time that they need it, then sure. But
Yep.
they're so far ahead anyway. Okay. 10k net worth lead showing no signs of slowing down. Shadowfiend also picking up a Force Staff, so they're just making Clockwork's life really sad. I mean, the Mass Force Staff is also quite good against the Shadow Shaman, right? Somebody gets shackled or somebody gets hexed. You just spam some Force Stabs, get a Surge on them, and they should be fine at that point. I mean, even the Boulder Toss from the Brewmaster, just being able to Force Staff somebody a little bit further away, it's always helpful.
Yeah, that boulder toss travel projectile is so damn slow that you can actually get them so far away.
Ooh, do they see SamH? What's the vision situation looking like? They're going to spot him inside the trees with the rocket flare. He gets hexed up. They're going to drop the Mass Serpent Wards as well. He Force Stabs himself a little bit further away. The Tinker's now TPing in. All right, they do have enough damage to finish him. Pretty big investment, and Tinker actually getting caught on the mid lane. Looks like just rolled on top of by Tim's and Raven popping out to say hello.
Yo, Ollie got that kill, and he's such a low net worth hero. Getting the top
He got
one,
760.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah. Kick
Luna
back.
Getting kicked out of the base into the feed script. The combination plays from TNC. On point. Tim showing exactly why he is renowned for his Earth Spirit play. And Raven just heading straight up onto the high ground. He's not all that healthy, in fact, and we'll need to back it out. Got to be cautious of those rocket flares. But he'll be okay. Should be able to heal back up with the open wounds in a couple of seconds. They do even manage to get a Observer Ward up on the high ground. The vision game from TNC has been absolutely dominant. And at this point, they control the map. Maybe take another pick off, get a Roche. We're probably not that far away from them thinking about going high ground.
Yep. So to me, this game isn't really about any kind of great movement play that TNC made. I feel like they just truly show that they're the stronger team individual skill-wise and was able to kind of just punish Geek Fam. I mean, sure, there are some like really nice moves. For example, I think after the Eclipse failed, TNC immediately smoked up to go top to get Luna. I think that was a really good move. 1437 TPing away from like a 3-man gank on the bottom to help somewhere else on the map. That was great. But I think it's really like, you know, Samage owning his lane super hard, Shadow Fiend getting the early help, getting the first blood, and then they just don't look back. Now, here's the tough part. Can TNC actually close out the game? Because I've seen TNC get the big lead like this one, but also have issue finishing it.
Yeah, and they are playing against a Tinker as well,
right.
so always a little bit more difficult to push up onto the high ground. This Tinker is not very farmed, though, and I feel like the other big thing this game is just being how the lane is played out, right? Did Geek Fam need to go for an aggro tri-lane? Because they had such a bad 1v1 matchup at top. They must have thought that like they were getting a good deal pressuring the lifestealer and tri-laning at bot, right? But it felt like that just locked them out of being able to pressure the Shadow Fiend early.
Maybe they thought that TNC was gonna aggro?
Maybe.
Which I could see happening.
I could see, yeah. I mean, that could be what the lifestealer is for, right? But then they didn't really make any attempt to swap the lanes early, or at least not until the Brewmaster was already completely owned by Darkseer. Brewmaster's also gone back for a Midas. Sees a little bit of bling bling on Sam H and maybe feels a bit jealous, so he's going to pick one up of his own, and now just queuing up a Radiance, which is, I mean, it's not a terrible item.
I love TNC's item choices, by the way. They're going for the speed gaming team 4-staff build. We got one finish on the Darkseer, obviously, and Shadow Fiend has one build. He's going to turn that into the Pike, and looks like 1437 is also going to get one of those.
Give me back my old 4-staff, dude, with the quarterstaff.
Oh, that was so broken.
That was an item.
Well, actually,
I mean, item and a half.
It's good for the cores, right? Supports, I think, prefers a little extra bit of regen.
Yeah, the Ring of Health version is nice. I mean, even some cores don't mind it, right? You buy Ring of Health early, and then just build it into your 4-staff Hurricane Pike later on.
You know, with all these item like change throughout the game, I still think one of the most broken item back in the day was Phase Boots. The old Phase Boot gave you
armor. Yeah,
yeah.
When it had a chainmail in it. Oh man, that was so sick. It was like 4 or 5 armor.
Yep.
Phase Boots. Literally everybody was buying it. It was probably the best time to be playing Doom as well, because you could fix your armor item, like your armor problems, with an item that you actually wanted to buy anyway.
You just literally got movement speed and armor, so you just don't die to anything. Just run away.
Yeah. No, those were the days.
Whoa, TNC's gonna just go into the tier 3 and start hitting it. They really want this. Yeah, they're gonna pop the drums. They're gonna get this tier 3. They might lose a hero on the way out. No, they don't lose anything. They did lose the tier 2 mid? No, tier 2 is protected, excuse me. And now shrines are open. TNC is making it happen.
They are gonna lose this top tier 1, it looks like, to certain wards, but I mean, very nice disciplined play from TNC. At this point, you'd think that they should be able to coast it out to a win. One thing that I will say is that, you know, they are 5-manning a little bit, so Geek Fam have at least managed to stabilize the net worth difference. March in some trouble here. Carl's looking to get forced out. You can't do anything with it, really. Well, TNC just considered going mid. I mean, they have Aegis. Yeah, they'd probably just go slap this shrine real fast and then go and push up onto the high ground.
I mean, remember the scenario that you were talking about with the Lifestealer slow siege stuff? Well,
yeah,
he does have a Desolator finish, so it won't be that slow. The problem is that he doesn't really have a good way to regen his HP, and if he's kind of tank the tower, have the armor up, it's pretty rough.
I don't know what they do. They do have a blink on the Tinker now, so at least Tinker can kind of take some farm out on the map, keep the lane shoved out, buy a little bit more time. The Luna, I mean, also getting somewhere once she has the Manta, that'll be probably pretty impactful. But Vision situation is not that great for Geek fam. I do have a couple of wards around the place, nothing where they would really like to have it over in this Radiant jungle to enable some more farming. I mean, you look at the Luna and he's just cowering in the trees. But TNC, clean up those 2 shrines, still have another, what, like another minute on the Aegis.
I wonder if they're actually not going to even use this Aegis. Just going to have a farming Aegis. Take over the map.
I mean, they do have quite a lot of gold on the Shadow Fiend and the Darkseer. So, could be worth it to just wait for another round of items there. Like, I would imagine that SF just gets BKB next. Oop, nice cog. It's actually going to keep Raven off of the ranged racks, or at least save them a couple of hits. It was a dangerous game the Clockwork was playing. He did have a force staff to get himself outside of the cogs, even if he'd put the Lifestealer inside of them.
What do you make of Sam H's Solar Crest? I think it was just for the push.
I think it was just a, hey, we can Roshan. Like, if we take the Rosh, that's our next stage to this game.
You don't need a crest for that, right? Medallion would be enough? I'm just wondering what was the upgrade for.
Oh, we gotta jump in. Aegis has been reclaimed. Raven diving in pretty deep. Does need to be a little bit careful. There's a hook shot coming back through, and now we've got the grip over onto the Brewmaster. Can they burst him down in time? He does have the Primal Split available, but it's not enough. And Shadow Shaman tries to stand there shackling, but gets stunned down. TNC do manage to evacuate Raven. 2 quick picks. Probably gonna wait out these Mass Serpent wards. Actually, just gonna swap over to bottom lane instead. To answer your question, I guess the Solar Crest is also helpful for this siege situation where Raven's going up and tanking tower shots.
Man, Raven is constantly at low HP, and then he just queues up a heart. I like this choice quite a bit. Against the Tinker, heart is a very decent one to have. And now, looks like the siege creep was stolen. And with the Iron Shell, I think he's just gonna park it up top and just clean up this wave.
Yeah, drag it all the way back to the base. Alright, well, TNC maybe back to farming for a little bit. Cuckoo did buy that BKB that I was talking about. Sam H, what's he queued up? He's gone for a pipe. Yeah, at all stages, Sam H's item build is very much just being, I think, responding in the right way to what his team needs to do. Like, the Force Staff was nice because he was playing a decent amount by himself and they needed ways to keep people alive from the Clockwork, and then picks up the Solar Crest. Hook gonna end up missing on Cuckoo. He's got a Hurricane Pike down to the low ground. He's gonna be A-okay. I think even if that hook connects, quite a difficult kill, and Raven's gonna come running in haste and Arcane. Tinker will be able to TP himself out. Shadow Shaman trying to find a little hidey hole to TP out, but he... TNC, is that going to be enough to motivate them up onto the high ground once again?
Finn could pick the right side of his level 15 talent.
The Presence Aura affects buildings.
Yeah. It's kind of nice when you're looking at Siege and end the game early. I mean, obviously the movement speed is so nice for like walking around farming.
Yeah,
so that's why you almost always goes for it, but if you're looking to end the game...
Yeah, I can see the argument for it, for sure. I do think that like the movement speed is still important for just like running away from the Primal Split or keeping distance with the Luna in a team fight, but yeah, if you're just thinking of forcing your way up out of the high ground, popping BKB, and just muscling down the buildings, then the Presence Aura definitely helps. So it's a 6 armor, and how much armor did the buildings actually have? The melee back says 18. That's still pretty significant.
12. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same as a Deso effect, right?
Yeah, but I guess TNC is now playing more of like, instead of pushing, they're going to just keep the Dire inside.
Just get huge, yeah.
it's probably one of the best way to play against Tinker. Like, if he can't come out, he can't really use what Tinker is good at, which is, you know, the whole BO3 blink dagger kit, shove out multiple waves.
Yeah, he's not actually creating any space for his team if he's just farming all 3 lanes at their base. So, let's see. Oh, what's going on over here? Lifestealer does have his Reaver already picked up, so Raven getting closer and closer to his heart all the time. And Cuckoo with an Arcane Rune.
Radiant are
So
scanning.
it feels like to me at this point TNC do kind of have this game in the bag. Geek fam gonna go for a smoke. What a win for them. Not what they wanted, but still worth it to be a window that they can use, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think if you ask TNC, it's also, I feel like they're not unhappy with the exchange because sure, they lost a BKB charge, but also that means Geek fam, that was their smoke. They didn't get anything done, and now they're stuck in their base again. So the situation isn't getting any better for Geek fam. It might be like pretty boring to watch from a spectator point of view, but Geek fam, I think this is the right move for TNC. They don't do anything until the Roshan is up, and that's why 1437 has been just kind of sitting inside a pit.
Well, Tim's gonna come popping around the corner, gets the boulder smash out into 2, the 2-man silence as well, no opportunity to save the Luna. The Magnetize finishes it off. Raven's fast and he is hungry. Can they get the kill here to play hard? One more auto attack. Well, actually the Magnetize from Tim's finishes it off. Cuckoo finding some very nice raises over on the other side. They spot the Tinker. He manages to blink a little bit further up and he just get the TP out. Looks like he will be able to. Has a little stopover inside the base, but Raven already working his way onto the melee racks. Pops the rage. Cuckoo also up on the high ground. 1 lane of racks down. March does have his blink and his ultimate ready to go. Age foolishly. Lifestealer getting healed back up. Pops another rage. Doesn't have to care about the March of the Machines at all. They get the split off, but Lifestealer immediately infests into Sam H. He surges and force staffs himself away. They're going to kite this split out perfectly. Not get any value out of it on the Geek fam side. Oh, that was very nicely executed by TNC. From the Tim's. And now Roshan's back up.
Playing super well. I mean, Geek fam is being very diligent at checking out Roche with the rocket flares every time. But I'm not even sure if they could just contest it.
A loyal warrior.
Invisible.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, especially once this. I mean, they do have Tinker, so they have ways to deal with defending the base. So they can kind of go and position everybody over there. But in terms of actually taking that fight and winning it, I don't think so.
Yep.
The numbers, like just the net worth advantage is becoming staggering. The idea of actually killing off any of these TNC cores is becoming more and more difficult. Like SF's about to have a Scotty, and the Lifestealer already has his heart. He's got 3.5k health without his armlet turned on. Like, what do you do? And then we're about to throw Aegis and Cheese into the mix.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they are going to try to contest. Drum's going to get activated by Geek fam. They're going to look to backstab. Let's see if Playhard could land a good one. But the creep wave comes. Yeah. Oh, no.
This is really awkward, and now everybody from TNC just going to scatter out. 1437 pressing forward. Do they know that the Brewmaster's up on the high ground? They don't. He's actually looking for a grip, but Luna manages to find a hidey hole inside the trees, and with that 1437, looks like he's actually killed himself to vacuum back into the wall. They get the Luna illusion, and now the Boulder Smash catching on Luna. Won't be able to save her. Just gets right-clicked down by Raven. Roll through now from Tim's. Finds Oli on the other side. 2 more auto attacks from Raven. Finish that kill. And TNC, despite losing their captain, will still be able to go back and clean up the Roshan very easily. And Sam H and Cuckoo even gonna grab a little bit of ward farm before they head back over.
Well, now instead of going for Eye of Scotty, Cuckoo just wanted to pick up damage. Butterfly it is.
I thought that this might be, like, I thought he might be getting the Aegis or the Cheese to go along with this, but maybe he'll grab the Cheese a little bit later on from the Lifestealer. Raven just running around with it in his inventory at the moment. Sam H still #1 on net worth. Has a Lincoln sphere picked up now.
That's impressive. #1 net worth in the 30.
He's got a Midas, dude.
That's true. He's also like farming 1.5 wave of creeps every time, I guess. He's like farming as much as Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, the Dominator is accelerating his farm a lot, I think. Because they're just using that to push the waves instead of Shadow Fiend having to buy like BOTs and then he shoves multiple lanes.
Oh no, he's got a Midas in his back. That's
value
that's a
lost.
dance game, right, dude? I don't know. Does your creep die
does he need
if
more
you
money?
put it in the backpack? If you put the helmet in the backpack?
No, it doesn't. I don't think it matters where it is anymore because you can't have more than one.
Yeah, so there you go. Sand Mage.
Yeah, he's on it. Needs the Octarine core for the Midas value. That's the...
Oh, look at Tim's.
Tim's, who can they find? He blinks forward. Raven jumps out. Raven just wants to play the objective. Brewmaster once again going to throw out the Primal Split. Play hard, just hooking into the back of that. TNC able to evacuate. Lifestealer has a rage as soon as he comes down. Doesn't even need to use it. He just doesn't have a care in the world with an Aegis and a heart. I mean, the Brewmaster has a Radiance, but... TNC easily back out. They've actually given the cheese to 1437 at the moment. I mean, better to keep it in an actual inventory so that you can cheese pass instead of having it come out of somebody's backpack.
So the problem with this game, apart from the fact that Geek Fam got dumpster in the lanes, is that they're unable to actually use the Clockwork Initiation alongside the Brewmaster. How the team fight is supposed to look for Geek Fam is that the Clockwork cooks in cogs like 1 or 2 heroes, and then the Brewmaster follows up. Because all the previous time we see Brewmaster try to jump in and everyone just like walks away. Because Brewmaster's initiation isn't fast enough to actually stop people.
Do you think it's a problem of just the combination of these two initiators is not reliable enough? Like almost no matter what you do with these two heroes, it can be dealt with a Force Staff. Right? There's a Blink Clap or a hook cog. So long as somebody on TNC has a Force Staff, they can kind of counter-initiate that. And sure, that's true of a lot of initiators, but maybe especially true of the Brewmaster plus the Clockwork.
Yeah, and TNC agrees as well. That's why, like, the first item for that very rich Darkseer, he bought a Force Staff, right? Like, he could have gotten the Midas there, but he understands that the Force Staff just counters this team really hard.
Raven, again, with the chip. I mean, we said it wasn't going to be fast, but it has turned out to be the strategy here. With the Lifestealer just blinking away. It's really not fast.
Yeah.
At least he's got the heart. It's a really nice item in this situation. Yep, straight up he goes, healing all the while. Luna gonna have to do something soon, is off on the side, does have a Hurricane Pike to get in there. They do have the Aghanim Scepter up on the Tinker. That's gonna be helpful. Now they get the vacuum into the Boulder's Magic Aegis onto 2. The counter initiation attempted from the hook shot, but the Luna is already way too low. Raven's gonna chase her to the ends of the earth. Few more auto attacks, won't get into the fountain. 4 already dead in the blink of an eye. And Tinker doing everything that he can from the sidelines, but the GG has already been called, and TNC will keep their hopes alive here in the Bucharest Major SEA qualifiers as they win up the series 1-1 against Geek Fam.
That's one of those, we know we're the better team moment, let's show it. And this game, just a classic domination from TNC. That last combo to finish it off, that was kind of, I mean, that was it, right? Like, we knew these guys could do it, and they just showed us in multiple ways.